So how many people signed up for the AID program, right? Take it, if you ascend up the avenue, drive up the side of the earth. It's a good thought. I don't know if that's what I meant. So, a long time ago, I at the end of our funding in Suffolk County, Nassau County, I had gone to the travel agency of the government corporation, closing, temporarily, and they told me it's a matter of life and death to go out west. And, and I don't know, I was curious. There was nothing else. There would be, not there. I mean, in Atlantis, in heaven, there is no public support money. Everybody has to work. I don't see how. There's no smoking or drinking. They're going to have air conditioning built there. That's beauty. That's a beauty. Clean air. That's a beautiful surprise. you know, right. But somebody put that there. Yeah. So we drove out west in the northern route, nothing out there. It was interesting in the wheat fields, in like the and cornfield. I mean, not corn. Yeah, it's just like the Bible says. I read a lot of books, a lot of different gods. There's 145 gods in the world. You know, I mean, at least it's like an imaginative thing, but this was very real to me from getting mauled by a coyote in my penis. Uh, you know, what else? Eating a poison walnut, a late football hit, for not doing the sauce. You're supposed to throw an interception there. That's a beauty. Yeah. I mean, what happens is the totaler, I don't remember. Which one they, I mean, some of those men were 7 foot, on sides of that door. There's nothing you can do until handguns and machine guns and rifles from 400 feet away. Well, they would try it. Now satellites, what we call the articles of deception, to slice you like a ripe tomato anytime they wanted. That's what they say. I mean, it all works through fear. Fear is the illusion. That's funny. yeah. And I think the whole 1950 to 2000 era, the introduction, at least in that city, of video streaming, quality. Was, I mean, the whole thing was about how do you do it, and they got this certain the naturals program, one mistake and get out the door. And it was that time the EDU came, by lying, cheating, and stealing, and they don't think so. No, it's not that they don't think so. They don't want those products made, which was Atlantis not ever to give the U.S. military what it wanted, otherwise it would attack with it, sure, right? Because they had profit, they didn't want to lose it. So, I mean, the talk of taking it by the grounds, and there's nothing you can do about it. Right? Well, one wound up being the police or the sheriff or anything else that formed when the last the false Christ came. So far, they're all false Christs. The great prince hasn't stand up, which is fist fighting, kickboxing, getting past the satellite system is like slice you like a right to me and squish your heart, screw your brain up, stomp your foot on the gas pedal and thrash you into a tree. It's done already. The stars are burning. The elements will melt in fervent heat. How dumb is this? Eat another rattlesnake. Well, you know what I'm saying? He would not know what he meant. It was a different slang, different dialect, different wise is. You know. So I forgot what I wanted to say. You tell. Did you sign up for the A program to take a man and try to evolve him back into an A? Right. Well, it's hard for me because I got contusion cancer. My collarbone was broken from an 18 a serenade 18-wheel truck backing up. And you see what I mean? All right, you go on a post office. Did you pay the full price? You know, I mean, if you're funded, you pay the full AT&T bill. You don't get you don't get the rate plan. You don't get and you pay the, $30 tax. So you can sit down and drink beer and run you over with 18 on the truck. And a fist fight, you can't, some man my size cannot fight a 300-pound man without breaking my shoulder, brack. I mean, little things, little children, think about, but that's life, and maybe not to tell them. I don't think you do, and what we're supposed to do, I mean, a home theater system from the EAT movement. It could have been about 70 years old, acting in a movie in Georgia, carrying up the spec and schematics up there. There's no way. I don't have the equipment for it, I mean, it took 50 years to get it. Isn't that it, though? Right? So 2 billion into women's lab, 2 billion into psychiatry, and 2 billion into the World Trade Center. And that's, for the Northeast region. So, I mean, look at all these fake brochures. Bye-bye now. You go on vacation every year for something. Does this not look like Rome? Does that look Canada? That's a Tesla. You stupid ape. Is that Europe? How do you know what you're doing? You go in the airplane, go to sleep now. Have a nice dream. We'll see you when you're about, you wake up in the airplane, and you all wake up in the airplane and go home. You all have a separate dream. Do I know you? No, why? In your dream, you made love to everything. I mean, that's a business. What you doing something? That don't work. Because in the gate world, it rotates cocks and pitches. How do you fly when it's rotating 1,000 miles an hour? A piece of shit only goes 400 miles. You stupid ape. You're about there. You got in bed yet? That's about it. You had fun? That's the main thing, says the Air Force. That's enough. I just love it. It's just, that's a beauty. Look at me. Watch me. How about I be an asshole? I could be. That's it. I could be. It might be I hit the head with a baseball bat when I was 5 years old. You know what I mean? You see what it answers? What? Did you take your medicine? You stupid. Heck of that. You haven't done something. Get up and kick. I just want to hear this. This is beautiful. Because you're going to starve to death if I ain't working. And the rest of us. Now, how do you shut this piece of shit off?